morning and thanks for joining us. We've got a wonderful video for you today. My name is Sydney and we'll be starting in just a few minutes, so stay tuned. Mikey, come here. Bert, come here. Bye. Well, welcome. My name is Sydney and I'm a keeper here in the Natural Encounters building, and with me today is Clark. And Clark is a green-winged macaw. So macaws are a type of parrot found in Central and South America. She's actually the second largest species of macaw, and she weighs almost 3 pounds. Now Clark is being a little bit shy today, but she actually has a really, really big personality. What do you say, Clark? Clark, what do you say? Ah! Yeah, that's right. So that's something that a lot of people know about parrots, is that they quote-unquote talk, but what they're actually doing is copying the sounds that they hear around them. Now Clark here is not much of a talker. Hi is about as far as she goes, but she loves to be around her people and she loves to hear voices. Good girl. Can we wave? Now Clark here is really, really smart, which allows them to live in the wild, in the rainforest. She has a lot of really awesome adaptations that help her to survive. Now you might not think that those big, bright, colorful feathers of hers are actually camouflage, but they are, and they help her to blend in the background. Clark, are you a monster? You're not a monster? And then she has that really big beak. That's probably her best feature, is that giant beak, and that's what she uses to not only eat her food, but to also get around in the rainforest. Sometimes it can be really hard to fly around in the dense jungle, so she can use that very, very strong beak to actually do chin-ups. And she's got really cool feet as well that help her to climb. So unlike a lot of birds that have 3 toes facing forward and 1 facing back, she's got 2 that go to the front and 2 that go to the back. So she is amazing at climbing up vines and climbing around the rainforest, aren't you, Clark? Clark, what do you say? Ah! Good girl. Now Clark here is about 23 years old, and she's been with us for quite a long time. As I said, she has a really big personality, and she loves hanging out with her keepers. She loves long walks around the zoo, and she also loves a little bit of Taylor Swift. Now we have a couple of questions. Greta asks, what do they eat? So Clark right now is getting her favorite thing, which are a mixture of nuts and seeds. But in the wild, they would eat also a lot of nuts and seeds, as well as fruits and leaves. Here at the zoo, she gets a specialized parrot pellet that she loves, as well as some fruit and vegetables. But the nuts are definitely her favorite. What do you think, Clark? Now, a lot of people think she looks like the very similar scarlet macaw, but there are a couple of differences. One, she doesn't have all that yellow on her wings, and she also has a lot of feathers on her face that distinguish her from the smaller scarlet macaw. Now, Veronica asks, how long is their tail? Well, you can see that Clark has a very, very long tail, and that's actually really, really important. It helps when they're flying, it helps when they're in the rainforest. So when they're flying, they'll actually use that tail as a rudder. Spin. You want to spin? No, she's being a little shy today. She's getting closer to me. You want to wave? Good girl. Now you might see her tongue sticking out when she takes food. What's really cool about that tongue is it actually has a bone in it. So that helps her to manipulate her food, and that also helps parrots do the mimicking that allows them to sound like they are talking. Bobby asks, are they endangered? That's a great question. So right now they are not endangered. They have a really wide range in the Amazon rainforest in South America, but their numbers are declining. So we're very happy to have Clark with us. Good girl. Bella and Mickey ask, do they stay the same color? Yes, so she is Baby parrots are a little strange when they're born, but when their feathers come in, they look exactly like she does now. What's really cool is that you can't actually tell girls and boys apart. So for a very, very long time, we thought Clark was a girl, but actually, and I've been saying she this whole time, Clark is a boy. But doesn't make a difference to us, doesn't make a difference to Clark. Clark, you want to come back here and hang out with us? Clark sees some of the monkeys that are behind us. Henry asks, can they talk? So when you hear a parrot talking on a video, or if you've seen one in person, what they're doing is not really talking. What they're doing is copying or mimicking the sounds they hear around them. So in the wild, some parrots will mimic the sounds of predators to help stay away from predators. Clark here is not a type of parrot that's going to do a lot of talking normally. She can say hi. She really loves to scream really loud, which is super, super great. We have other parrots that are really great at whistling. So just like people, you have big personalities. Some people are talkers, some people are much quieter. Clark here is a little bit on the quieter side. Jonah asked, how long can they fly for? So parrots are not migratory birds, which means they're not going to be traveling hundreds or thousands of miles every year, but they are going to be traveling around their rainforest homes looking for food. So they might spend a couple of days in one area when there's lots of fruit trees, and then they're going to move on to the next one. They are normally found in pairs, so they do pair bond, but in times when there's a lot of food, you'll start seeing lots of macaws hanging out together. But can we wave? That's a good girl. Boy. Karen asks, how many eggs can they lay? That's a great question. Usually with the green-winged macaw, they can lay anywhere between 2 and 4 eggs. And parents, both the mom and the dad, help with raising their chicks. And the chicks will stick around for quite a while and might even start a little family group and help raise the next chicks as well. Clark, what do you say? What do you say, Clark? Good girl. So Clark is one of our animal ambassadors here in the Natural Encounters building. So he comes out for different keeper chats and educational presentations. We also love bringing Clark around the zoo. He loves being able to see other animals and meet new people. He always gets really excited. What's really fun about Clark is Clark likes loud noises, which is unusual for an animal. So any large crowds that have lots of noise, Clark actually does really, really well, and he loves saying hi to people. Raina asks, how long do they live? So that's a great question. So as I said, Clark is about 23 years old, which is not very old for a parrot. Clark can actually live into her 60s and 70s. So parrots can live a really, really long time. Clark? Clark? You getting distracted? So Clark here loves to look at different animals here in the Natural Encounters building. So we do have a couple of monkeys here that are taking up her attention. Camilla asks, what is their habitat? So this is a rainforest species, so you'd find her in really dense jungles where she would look for fruit trees to eat. They nest in tree cavities, so they'll find a nice rotten tree that's already got a cavity made from other animals. They might need to make it a little bit bigger. They'll use that strong beak for that, and then they'll have a nice safe home to raise their chicks. Yesenia asks, do they have predators? Yes, they do have predators, but those predators do have to be very, very careful of that very, very sharp and very strong beak. So some of the predators that Clark might have to watch out for are birds of prey coming from the sky, as well as some of the cat species that are found in the rainforest. Kendall asks, does she like being with other birds? So Clark here was raised by people. She really loves being around her keepers. She does like being near birds, but she does not like sharing space with other birds. So she's very much a people person. She gets to hang out with us all day, every day. We spend a lot of time with her, which is really important for a species like Clark because they are so social and they are very smart and they need a lot of stimulation. So we do a lot of training with Clark. Some of the behaviors that you've seen today, she's being a little bit shy, so she's not showing a lot. But one of the really fun things that we do with Clark is painting. So it's something that we do with a lot of the animals here at the zoo as enrichment, whether they are running through some non-toxic paint and putting little paw prints on a canvas, or like Clark, she uses a brush to make masterpieces just like this one. And what's really cool is that we actually sell these on the Houston Zoo website. So you can go to the Houston Zoo website and you can pick out a painting that is completely unique, completely amazing, and made by an animal just like Clark here at the Houston Zoo. What do you think? Did you make this beautiful masterpiece? So Clark really can sometimes be shy, which is not why we're not painting today, but she holds the brush in her beak, and then we'll swipe right across the canvas, and then she gets a nice little treat afterwards. Clark, what do you say? Hi. So we're gonna try something with her today. Clark here loves a couple of songs that she loves to dance to. Clark here loves, as I said, to listen to Taylor Swift, but one of her favorite songs is Baby Shark. So feel free to sing along as we try to see if Clark wants to dance. Clark, do you want to dance? Baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark do 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 do, baby shark. Mommy shark do 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 do, mama shark do 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 do, mama shark do 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 do, mama shark. Good job! That was so much fun. So we listen to that about 5 times a day. But Clark loves it, so we love it. What do you think, Clark? So we have a couple more questions. Naletta asks, do they have a tongue? Yes, so they do have a tongue. It's very, very weird. It is dry on the tip for the most part, so most of the saliva is kind of in the back of their mouth, but it has a bone in it. So as she's eating her food, you can see that she's sticking her tongue in and out, ooh, big scratches, and she's manipulating her food with that tongue. And that's what allows parrots to mimic the sounds they hear around them, and some of that mimicking sounds like human speech. And as I said, Clark here is not much of a talker. Clark, what do you say? What do you say, Clark? What do you say, Clark? Nope, that's it. What do you say, Clark? So Clark, oh, there we go. Hi. So Clark says hello, hi. Sometimes she'll say hello and hi, Clark. Every once in a while, when she doesn't think that anyone is listening, she will mumble and talk to herself. That's something that a lot of parrots will do, and it's her just kind of practicing making sounds, but she's too shy to do them in front of us just yet. Joanne asks, why does their hair pop up? So their feathers pop up for a variety of reasons. It tells them, it tells us what their mood is. So when birds are really excited, they will puff up their feathers. They'll also sometimes puff up their feathers to make themselves look big and scary. And if they get really scared, they'll actually slick back their feathers so that they're ready to fly if they need to. Now Clark here is very excited to be around people, so we rarely see her nervous about anything. She loves to fluff up her feathers and let us know that she is feeling good about her life. Mia asks, what type of food does he eat? So Clark here loves his nuts and seeds, and that's what he's getting today for treats. In the wild, they would eat a variety of fruits and veggies, things that they're finding in the rainforest. Here, Clark gets a special parrot pellet that's made specifically for parrots, just like Clark, as well as fruits, veggies, and those lovely seeds. Casey asks, when is his birthday? Aw, we actually don't know Clark's birthday. We don't know Clark's history before he came to us. But as I said, he's about 23 years old, and we usually celebrate his birthday mid-year. Clark, do you want to wave? That's right. What else do we have in here? Like this. Is he a frugivore? That's a great word. Frugivores are animals that eat fruit, mostly fruit. And yes, he does eat a lot of fruit, but he will also eat a lot of nuts and seeds and other things. So definitely fruit is on the menu for birds like Clark. So I'm going to give Clark a half of a walnut so you can see exactly how strong he is with that beak. No problem cracking that walnut into more pieces, and you can see that tongue that's sticking out to help him manipulate his food, and that strong beak. So parrots like Clark are able to easily crack open nuts like walnuts and almonds, but even something as hard as a Brazil nut is no problem for Clark here. So we're gonna be wrapping it up as Clark's stomach gets filled with nuts and seeds. I wanna thank everybody for joining us here today. Thank you for spending time with Clark and I. Now, because people can't come to the zoo, we really miss our guests, and we do have an emergency zoo fund to help with our animals here at the Houston Zoo. You can go to our website and find more at houstonzoo.org. We're gonna end with another round of Baby Shark, so keepers gather around. Clark, you ready? Or are you gonna have to finish that walnut? You might have to finish that nut for just a second. Ready, Clark? Baby Clark, do 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 do. Baby Clark, do 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 do. Baby Clark, do 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 do. Baby Clark. Mommy Shark, do 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 do. Mama Shark, do 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 do. Mama Shark, do 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 do. Mama Shark. Good job! Woo!